Hello, Oboefiles! Today we're going to continue with the beginning oboe lesson series and learn a tune called French Song, or Au clair de la Lune. Now, I'm not very good with the French pronunciation, so I'm going to call it the French Song. But if you know how to say this in French, you should let me know, and we can check it out. So the French song is going to use just the 3 notes that we already know, but we're actually going to use the same tune later to learn more fingerings and play the tune in different keys. So stick around for that, or check out that video later if you're ready for some more advanced stuff. Alright, okay, so before we jump in and give the tune a listen, I just want to let you guys know that this is an awesome chance for me to help you learn how to play the oboe, but there are plenty of things I cannot really get into in this kind of video format. So I have a new masterclass series and also a private lesson series that I'm doing virtually with more information and links in the description. And as always, you can check out more free oboe resources at oboefiles.com, as well as buy reads or read making materials. Okay, let's give the tune a listen. Great, so in this video we'll be learning the melody in G major and the bass line in G major. And these should be notes that you already know from the previous tune that we did, which was hot cross buns. This is an important staple tune to know because we're going to be using it to explore other tonal centers later, but for now we're going to stick in G is Do, as in G major. Alright, so first thing is to be able to sing the tune. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Now, if you've been taking lessons with me for a little bit now, you definitely can tell whether this tune is in duple or triple meter. I'll give you a second to think about it. Alright, hopefully you figured out that it's in duple meter, so let's try and sing it while keeping the duple meter on our body. I'm going to do it on my chest, but you can do it on your lap if that's easier, or on any surface, shoulders, head, your choice. Have fun with it. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Alright, so before you learn how to play it on the instrument, it's important that you're able to sing it. So you might want to go back a few seconds and just sing along with it, or even better, sing along without me singing. And that way you know that you're getting it genuinely from the inside of your mind, and that you're producing the music through ideation. Alright, so now let's figure out the notes of the tune. Well, you kind of hear that it starts on Do, and it also ends on Do. And the other notes that we know so far are just Do, Re, and Mi, or G, A, and B. Now, I will provide the fingerings on the screen here, but it's up to you to put it together by using your ear. So I'll now play the whole thing, and then I'll play it in parts, and give you time to repeat it back to me before playing the whole thing again. So here's the melody to the French song. In G is Do. Oh, I have some water. So let's talk about form. Hopefully you've noticed by now the song is kind of in 2 halves, and I would ask you normally, are the halves exactly the same or are they a little different? So go back and listen to it if you're having trouble deciding. But by now, hopefully, you've realized that there are 2 halves of the song. Okay, now, here it is in parts. I'll play a part of it, and then I'll signal for you to play it back to me. Awesome. So now I'll play the whole thing and then give you time to play the whole thing back to me. And after that, we'll go through the harmony part. Fantastic. Hopefully you were able to keep in time with me. And if you want to go back and kind of practice the reverse, you can keep time in your mind by just audiating the melody even when you're not playing. Furthermore, don't forget that if you need a slower rendition of the song, or if you need to play it back slower, you can always adjust the playback speed settings in the lower right-hand corner of your player. So you might need to play it slower at first, and if we do virtual lessons or if I take you on in the studio at some point, we'll definitely start slower, but this is just kind of the online review and practice version of the video. All right, so now we're going to figure out the harmony part. It's very important that you hear the melody in your mind even when you're listening to or playing the harmony part. So again, I'll play the whole thing, and then I'll do it in parts and give you time to play it back to me. Here it is in parts. Great, so hopefully you're able to play that back in a comfortable way. Here's the whole thing one more time. Fantastic. So hopefully that's not a problem for you. Again, if you need to go back and play back slower, you can change the speed of the playback. I did want to draw attention to some of the phrasing. Notice that I'm not breathing just wherever in the middle of things. I play in the middle of the two halves. I breathe in the middle of the two halves so that it makes sense. Here's an example of what doesn't make sense. So be careful to make sure that where you choose to breathe makes sense with the phrasing. Alright, so that's the French song in G major. We're going to go on and learn a few other tunes in this key. Very important that you have these tunes memorized. Don't worry about the notation for now, we will get to that, because we're going to use this tune to learn a few other notes, which will be in a later video in the series. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video below. And don't forget to check out Oboefiles.com if you want to sign up for a lesson or learn about reed making or how to make your reeds last longer or how to use different hand positions on the instrument. It's a great free resource that I hope you get some use out of. And as always, when in doubt, play beautifully.